Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my fiance Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Has been a good week here. It is October 10th, 1998.
It is.
We're getting there. We're getting to 1999.
Gonna party like it's 1999.
And you know who else is getting there? The Republicans impeaching President Clinton are getting there.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, they're holding. We're not talking about politics, everyone. Sorry, but they're holding impeachment inquiries. So we'll see what happens.
I just think it's dumb. Sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, it is something.
I mean, so many people have extramarital affairs.
He's the first guy to ever lie about it.
And they don't, fucking go to impeachment trials over it.
He's the first president to ever lie about sleeping with
Right.
someone else. Anyway, the Europeans think we're morons.
I'm sure. I am sure they do.
Because their people have affairs all the time.
So do ours.
Yeah. Anyway, I also wanted to point out real quick, we saw the movie Rush Hour. We did a tape on Rush Hour. Jackie Chan,
Yeah, I remember.
Chris Tucker.
What about it?
I saw some reviews. You know how, like, in the newspaper they'll have Rush Hour, and they've got all the 2 thumbs up and what people say about it.
Uh-huh.
I saw one of the reviewers said, a nice surprise. And then underneath it said, like a fortune cookie with good news.
Interesting.
Which I thought was really stupid. And, like, is it a surprise if a fortune cookie has good news? Like,
No.
do a lot of people, they're looking around, it says you'll find love soon. It says riches are in your future. And the guy just opens this thing. He's like, what? Mine says you die tonight. Like, yeah, I don't think that's common.
No, exactly.
So I just thought that was silly.
Well, yeah. I mean, Rush Hour was also silly.
You liked it, I thought.
It was fine.
Speaking of silliness, Cuba Gooding Jr. has heard enough of that line. Thank you.
Which line?
What line do you think?
I don't know.
It's Cuba Gooding Jr. What line do you think?
Oh, show me the money?
There you go. He said it first, and then everybody was saying it. And frankly, Cuba Gooding Jr. has had just about enough of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little tired of hearing show me the money, Gooding says. It's amazing how many different ways people can yell at me, hey, Cuba, show me the money. It happens everywhere I go still. But Gooding has been hard at work in hopes of making movie fans realize there's more to him than his Oscar-winning performance as the flamboyant professional football player Rod Tidwell in Jerry Maguire.
Such a good movie.
That catchphrase. And one way he's done it is by going to hell. He's currently on view as Robin Williams' guide through heaven and hell in What Dreams May Come.
That sounds like a good movie.
Which is opening. Yeah, we'll probably go see it.
I want to. I like Robin
I was
Williams.
going to say, I know you like the Williams. But yeah, what do you think? Like, is it... So, it has to be a double-edged sword, having a iconic line like that, that helps shoot you to stardom. I'm sure that Robert De Niro heard a lot of people saying, like, hey, was you looking at me? You looking at me?
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, there are worse things to be remembered for than a fucking Oscar-winning performance, you know?
I
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'd just suck it up, man.
Yeah, he sucks.
I'm not going that far.
He's a crybaby. Just do your fucking job, Cuba, and stop complaining.
Crybaby who gets to work with Robin Williams.
And now we'll scream, show me the money at you whenever we see you. Show me the money! I never thought that was,
Particularly funny?
No.
Well, the scene itself is funny. Like, the end, especially with Jerry Maguire, when he's like, what was it about? Like, I love black people or something, like all the stuff he makes him yell.
Yeah.
And then he's like, congratulations, I'm still your agent. Like, all that was funny. But the actual show me the money line, I didn't think that was particularly funny.
Nah, you know. You know what is funny, though, Carol? This article's title. Joined at the hip bone.
Okay.
And they mean hip as in, like
cool.
Cutting edge, yeah. New software lets people miles apart navigate the web together. One of the best kept secrets in the internet resides in a greenhouse tucked away in the Los Altos, California hills. There, a small startup has developed free software that lets surfers co-navigate the web together to shop, date, and house hunt. For example, Hipbone software's co-navigator allows up to 10 people throughout the world to simultaneously move from site to site.
Huh.
That's interesting. So you like I assume someone's in control of it?
It'd have to be.
And then like one of the 10, and then everyone's like just passively sits and watches?
Or maybe they can each do things?
For example, a Michigan resident recently found an apartment in San Francisco by cruising rental sites with a friend in the San Francisco area. A bi-coastal couple could plan a vacation together by surfing airline and hotel websites. Quote, "It is the next step in visual interaction," says Dan Rolla, co-founder and vice president of business development at Hipbone.
I'm assuming you have to pay for this fucking software?
I would guess.
Because it sounds kind of stupid. Like, couldn't you do the same thing over the phone? Just say, hey, I'm looking at this now. Hey, check this out. Like, you have to physically look at the exact same time at the exact same thing on the screen? That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't. This doesn't seem good
No.
at all to me.
It seems ridiculous.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think, I'm not going to invest in this company. I don't think this is going anywhere.
No.
Hipbone, everyone.
I thought you were going to read me a story about, like, Siamese twins or something.
Oh, my God. Conjoined twins.
Whatever.
Siamese twins isn't a racially offensive term.
I apologize, Siamese people.
Oh. Ties. What about Zork? Remember Zork?
No.
Zork recalls wonder of early computers. I wonder sometimes what it was like to grow up in a time without television or without radio. What a showstopper those first programs must have been. Who could have cared what was on? It was the box itself that caused the stir. I felt the same way when we first bought a PC into my house in 1980. I had used a mainframe system at school for a year before we brought the first one home, but the excitement was still tangible when we turned the machine on.
Yeah.
I remember that feeling recently when I started to play Zork, Grand Inquisitor. It's an adventure game software based on a series of titles first created at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the late 70s by students who wanted to play games over their school's computer network. Zork! It was a adventure game for dorks. That's why I thought you might know about it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one, though.
But yeah, so games have come a long way on the computer.
I remember Oregon Trail.
Yeah, you remember Doom?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
And
so that's where we're
Myst.
at now. Yeah.
Myst is what I like to play sometimes.
Yeah, it's a new one. Anyway, so speaking of new ones, we watched a new movie.
Yeah, we did.
A new movie from the mind of Westopher Anderson.
I don't think that I like him.
And Owen Wilson.
I don't know if I like him either.
You don't even know Owen Wilson.
I didn't like this movie.
You didn't watch Bottle Rocket.
Nope.
Which was the first movie they made together. Apparently they became friends at the University of Texas. And
that created this nightmare?
What the fuck? Can you hold on? They co-wrote this movie, and Wesleyan Anderson directed it. Rushmore Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, when you first suggested
Turn
that
your video games off.
When you first suggested that we see this movie, I thought perhaps it was about mountain climbing, like, because there haven't really even been a lot of ads about this piece of shit.
So what? First, you thought that this movie was going to be like a documentary about the creation of Mount Rushmore, and it wasn't, and you're disappointed.
Oh, I'm not disappointed. I was dreading it from the beginning. I walked into the theater with very low expectations. Come on. But
that's how you walked into this relationship.
It's just I didn't like it.
Why? I thought it was great.
Okay, tell me why you thought this movie was great.
Because of things.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was very visually interesting.
I'll give you that.
There was a lot of, so there's a few montage type scenes. First of all, it's staged, it's framed like a play. The protagonist of our piece is a young man who is a playwright. Mm-hmm. He wrote a play when he was 2 years old.
No, when he was in second grade.
Second grade, sorry. He wrote a play when he was in second grade that so impressed his mom and the dean at this very prestigious school called Rushmore that they gave him a scholarship to attend. Mm-hmm. However, instead of focusing on his studies at all, he's the kind of guy that wants to do every single extracurricular activity you can.
It's insane.
He's head of the drama department. He's president of the Beekeepers Society. They show all these things, and it's quick flashes, and it gives you a good idea of this.
I guess, but I have something to say about this. They act like it's his fault that he hasn't accomplished anything academically because he's so busy doing all this other shit. Mm-hmm. Why are they letting him?
Well, I don't know.
I don't feel like that's on him. He's a kid. They should be like, no, you're doing too much. Study. Like, somebody needs to guide him somehow. No one's doing that.
He wants his buddy's mom to guide him.
Yeah.
Guide his penis.
Yeah, he's weird. He's a weird little dude.
Well, I think he's emblematic of a lot of kids his age. A lot of 15-year-old kids, boys, are, interested in girls and,
sure,
older women and stuff like that. They have crushes on teachers.
Yeah, but he's only interested in older women.
The inciting, not entirely.
Until the end.
That's part of the arc of his character. He's also a horrible liar.
Yes.
Because I think he's embarrassed. He clearly has an inferiority complex. And I think he's embarrassed by his family and not being rich and all that stuff. He befriends Bill Murray,
who is a grown-ass man, and he's 15.
He's like a rich industrialist whose twin boys, who are meatheads, go to the school. And Bill Murray and the kid, I can't remember his name for some reason.
Yeah, me either.
They are more alike than Bill Murray is with his sons.
Well, yeah, because this weird kid is more like a middle-aged man than a child.
And he asks him, his two sons, are you gonna invite this kid to your party? And Max, is that his name?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't remember.
But anyway, they go, fuck no, or whatever. Pull your head out of your ass. And then he tries to attack them while he's driving.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they become friends, and the inciting incident of this movie is he reads a book, and in the book there is a quote that he's just like, oh my God, I need to find out who wrote this.
Which is stupid too.
Who has this profound thought. And he goes to the library guy, the librarian, and he's like, oh, here you go. Here's who checked it out. And it's a teacher. It's a new teacher whose husband died, but her husband went to Rushmore. And so she got a job there. I assume to feel close to him.
Yeah, maybe.
to be a place where he was.
Yeah.
She's holding a torch for her late husband.
Well,
But
I imagine most new widows are.
But she befriends this dude, this 15-year-old.
Yeah, and like their relationship's kind of inappropriate. I mean,
kind of.
He obviously has a crush on her, and he's spending way too much time with her and doing things for her, and she allows it. And I think it's ridiculous that she does, and she allows it because she's lonely. She likes the attention.
Yes, I think that's right,
and that's not okay. She's the adult.
I agree.
He is surrounded by inept adults who are not doing their job.
Yes, that's part of the point of the movie. You're getting this.
Okay, that's a little insulting, but
no, I'm saying you think the movie's awful, but you're pointing out all the themes of the film.
I understand the movie. I still don't enjoy the movie.
Why?
Because it's all so stupid.
What does that mean?
It's boring. It's not there. There's too much hyper realism or not realism. I don't know. It's not realistic. The whole movie.
It's definitely stylized. But so I think we kind of perfectly create this world where some people love this kid and some people hate this kid.
Yeah. He's a strong personality.
Right. And I don't know. I feel like everything about it makes sense to me.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that it doesn't make sense. It's just, it wasn't entertaining to me.
Interesting.
And
there weren't explosions every 5 seconds.
It irritated me. Things happen. Okay, there's a scene at the party that you were talking about.
Sure.
Where the Bill Murray's character watches his wife feeding another man.
Yeah.
And later, she's upset because he's cheating on her and they get a divorce.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Why? Why would
What's stupid about it?
Why would he be sitting there just watching this and not have any reaction to it if they're still married?
Yeah, that did confuse me too. I thought that they were divorced already.
Right.
And that was her new boyfriend or whatever, and she was just rubbing it in his face.
But that's not what was happening.
But no, apparently they were still married. She was just very blatant with her infidelity. But yeah, like you said, it does kind of not make sense but I feel like she gets mad or whatever or sues for divorce. I feel like she was waiting for him to do something wrong so that she could be like, oh, you cheated on me. I'm going to sue you for divorce and get a big settlement out.
I guess. I mean,
he's rich.
And it's all because of this child who decides to tell her for revenge. Because he finds out Bill Murray's dating the teacher he likes.
So that part of the movie I didn't love. Yeah. And this movie's broken up into 3 sections, like a play. It's a perfect 3-act structure. The first act, we meet our protagonist. We meet his friend, Bill Murray. We meet the teacher. And we meet Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson's brother, who he gave a part in this movie for some reason. A guy who comes to a fucking dinner in OR scrubs.
Yeah.
Which is dumb.
I guess, but if he just got off work.
Yeah, but why is he... I kind of agree. Why is he at dinner? Anyway, so, we meet him and we meet his situation... we get to know his situation. And it's all very light and fluffy and funny. There's a lot of funny dialogue and everything in it. It's very quirky. That's, I think, the best word for it, right?
Okay.
The ending is his redemption. He invites everybody to his new play and everything. All the people he's wronged, all the people in his life and everything. And he tries to put everything back together how he thinks it should be. And that is also a little lighter, but soberingly contemplative. Mm-hmm. And I think that's great. The middle dark part of the movie, where suddenly Bill Murray and him are rivals, could have been good but it wasn't. Like, you could have made that fluffy and quirky and funny in the same way as the first and second part, the first and last part, but it's like a tonal shift. All of a sudden it's very mean-spirited. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's not like I said, like he tries to kill him with a tree.
Well, he doesn't try. He tells him, and he doesn't actually do it. He prepared to, though.
Yeah.
Which is, like, cartoonish. I mean...
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think that's what the movie needed. The movie needed maybe a little more focus. So I think the movie, like its main character, is a little unfocused when it comes to what it wants to do. If it had focused on him, his infatuation with this teacher, Bill Murray also falling in love with the teacher, the two of them going from friends to rivals, and then becoming friends again at the end of the movie, I think you could have structured a much tighter narrative that works a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I guess it's just like I had more issues with the play than the structure. It was just all the different parts just irritated me. So many things irritated me.
Okay.
He kisses the teacher at one point.
Yes, he does.
Like, that's like fucking sexual assault.
But she stops him.
No, not her, him.
But I'm saying she stops him.
Uh-huh. But he weaseled his way into her house.
Yeah.
And like Bill Murray also was like weaselly. Like, they both were icky with her.
Yes, I agree. They are kind of icky with her, yeah.
And like when he was like trying to court her or whatever fucked up thing you want to say about this 15-year-old and this teacher, like he's taking care of her, anticipating her needs, like constantly like floating around, right? And when Bill Murray finally gets her back, it's because this child is directing him and telling him how to take care of her and what he should do and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's weird and fucked up. And I don't like her with Bill Murray.
I don't like her with Bill Murray either. And the movie is trying to say like they belong together, I guess. But yeah, I don't 100% get that either. I do think that this movie could have used a little something about Mary to it. Where not like, because obviously it's a very, very different kind of movie.
Right.
But if it had just been there's something about this woman that they both become infatuated with, as opposed to, like you said, trying to weasel their way in. If they had come in a more earnest, boyish way, both of them, where it was just like, oh, she's so pretty, and like that, you know what I mean? As opposed to like trying to underhandedly manipulate her into liking them, I think that would have worked better too.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think we don't get a ton of their rivalry. It's there, but, we could have used a group of scenes of them trying to, get each other. There's a little bit. There's the bees, and there's there's a little bit of that stuff, but...
What do you mean each other, though? It's only the kid going after the adult.
Well, I think Bill Murray should have been going after him a little bit more, too.
But he's an adult.
But I think that would have made it funny, and it could have been in not such a mean way, in a more playful way.
I guess.
I will say I think Bill Murray's performance is fantastic in this movie.
Yeah.
Bill Murray is very good at... So he is a leading man, too, obviously. Has been for a while. And he can headline his own comedies and all that stuff. But he's made a very good side career, if you want to call it that, of being a great supporting character in movies.
Yeah.
He's really good at it. And I'll point out one just, I think, phenomenal acting moment from him.
Sure.
That will go to just kind of represent his entire performance in this movie. Like I said, Max lies constantly in this film. And one of the biggest lies he tells is that his dad is a neurosurgeon.
Right.
When his dad's a barber. And slowly, I think he starts to accept his life, where he comes from, all that stuff. But there's a moment where Bill Murray wants to meet his dad like all the time, and he keeps pushing it off because he knows that, he'll find out the truth. So eventually he does introduce him to his dad in his dad's barbershop, and he's, dressed as a barber or whatever. And so Max says, "This is my dad," and everything. And Bill Murray doesn't say anything, but you can see on his face a momentary wave of confusion and then understanding. And then he gets a little smile on his face and says, it's great, good to meet you or whatever. But you can see all the thoughts and emotions go through his face in that, 10 seconds. But yeah, he's fantastic in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. He is. I have no complaints about his acting.
What did you think about Jason Schwartzman?
That's the kid?
Yeah.
I mean, his acting was fine, too.
I thought he really brought to life this character.
Yeah. I don't know. It was confusing sometimes the way he reminded me of an Undertaker.
Okay.
Like the way that he performed. He didn't have a lot of emotion most of the time. And he was all in black, and he has the dark hair and the pale skin. I mean, he looks like he belongs in the Addams Family.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely playing understated, very matter of fact. But I think, and I think part of the reason he goes after older women and everything, his mom died.
Yeah.
Like, he obviously has mother issues.
Okay. I'll give you that.
So I think that makes sense. And her husband died, so she has issues too.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it too. And Bill Murray's just fucked up.
He is.
A fucked up person.
He is.
But these characters, I think, are so richly drawn, and you instantly kind of understand them. And like I said, the world it creates, I think this movie does a really good job of creating a world that is not our world exactly.
Yeah.
But is very close.
Yeah, it does. It has a differentness to it.
It has a sheen of unreality on it, but it's not deep. But I think it does a great job of doing all that stuff. I think it creates tone very well. I think the use of color and the shots are gorgeous. Like,
there's that one underwater shot that's really cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, shot composition, all that stuff the framing is great.
I don't know. It's
very competently made film, from my opinion.
Yes, it's just, I don't know. There's just something about it. It didn't hold my attention. I didn't enjoy watching it.
Interesting. Most critics disagree with you and agree with me.
I'm sure. I mean, like you said, it's a on paper good movie. I just feel like there's something missing, and I can't put my finger on it.
Interesting.
But it's just probably just a personal preference.
You know what I think is missing is a strong female character.
Okay.
We don't get a strong female character because she is like I said, we're filling in a lot of blanks here with her character. All we essentially know is that her husband's dead. At one point, Bill Murray's like, she's in love with a dead guy or whatever. And it's like, we never fully get that sense. I mean, I guess we kind of do. There are hints at a richer backstory to her, but most of the scenes she's in, she exists to be an object of desire for one of the two of them.
Yeah.
She represents more of an idea than a person to them. And I think that might be part of the issue for you. There's a woman his own age, or girl his own age, who has a crush on him, who he ends up ending up with at the end of the movie, which I think is another part of his maturation is understanding that like his place and who he should be with and all that stuff. But I think she could have been a really strong female character, but we don't get a lot of her either.
You know what else I didn't like about the movie, though? I'm just thinking about it. He got kicked out of the good school Rushmore.
Yeah.
Went to public school briefly, and then just drops out of school. And that's where we left him as far as his career path, his education, right? Like
No, he goes back to the school.
To Rushmore?
No, he goes back to the public
school. Is that where he's putting on the play?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad he went back to school. I missed that.
He re-enrolls. Well, they don't. That's another thing too. The movie plays kind of fast and loose with the goings on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We don't learn a ton about that. His headmaster has a stroke.
Yeah.
And the only thing that brings him out of his coma is this kid. And I thought they were going to let him back in.
Yeah, I would have liked that better.
But they didn't.
Especially since it was their fault that he wasn't doing well, in my opinion, anyway.
And it was like he said, when you love something, oh my God, bless you.
Sorry.
When you love something, you should, do it or whatever. And I love going to Rushmore.
Yeah, it was like his identity in his life and all he ever wanted to do.
And
they took it away.
And then his identity was lusting after this woman. And as Bill Murray said, she's my Rushmore or whatever. Like, that's not the basis of a healthy relationship.
Right.
But anyway, but I liked it. I mean, it's not a perfect movie. It has some problems, but I really liked the tone that it set. I liked the offbeatness of it. It wasn't like every other movie you see. It wasn't like super predictable or anything like that. And I liked it. And sometimes they made plans that went absolutely nowhere. Well, it's kind of like real life,
Right. That is.
But I would recommend it. Sounds like you would not recommend it.
I mean, I didn't like it. It sounds like lots of people do, so, go for it. I'm not going to say don't see it.
If you generally like, you can take a strong stand on this.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Well, take a strong stand.
I don't feel strongly. That's part of the problem with the movie.
No, okay.
Didn't elicit any strong feelings from me.
Wow. Well, I liked it. I thought it was a pleasant time.
I'm glad for you.
Anyway, that is the episode for the week. Guys, Carol, tell them what to do.
So you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.